calls at 424-757-1425. We have area code 213. What is your name and where are you calling from? 213, are you there?
I guess they changed their mind.
you just dropped off there. Let's go to the next contestant on Being with Ron, Ash, and Darshini in Spirit. Area code 417. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, good morning. This is Kathy. I'm calling from Springfield, Missouri.
Okay. Can we do for you, Kathy?
For the first time that I can remember, I woke up many times last night and kept returning to the same dream. I rarely do that, and it was about my being with a group of people, or a group of women and children, and moving into an old, dilapidated house, a huge house. And I was wondering what the significance of it was.
Okay. You are, I believe you've been in transition for nearly 2 years. Would you say that? In awareness?
Yes.
Okay. So what this is a, and you're going to be, a lot of people out there are going to have very significant dreams. That's why I keep on saying, write it down. You'll forget the details. What this is that you are actually, the house was very old and as if it was dark, but it was still a house, correct?
Yes.
You know, there are things needing fixing. So what you're trying to do, it's kind of representative of who you are in your spiritual realm, where you know that this is a sound house, but you need to do some fixing up, like paint and not make it so dreary, and re-establish a new foundation. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, but you, the children and the other women are there to support you. And were some of the women really old?
The one that I remember was older than me.
Yes. Well, what's going on is what they're doing is wisdom and new energy is the children. You see that parody?
Yes.
And they are there, and these people, we're thinking of doing a charity or helping people.
Well, I've been doing some volunteer work, and it's with the elderly.
Okay.
And I've been considering changing to working with children.
Okay, so you've got those two facets there, but I really feel that you're an incredible motivator and an organizer. You don't like recognition, but you do love to help organize and be the foundation for a lot of these things that you help with. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is really, it's like as if you're the backbone of a lot of events, but you need to realize that there are restrictions. Sometimes you overdo on a physical level. Is that true?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I know you don't want to admit it, but in other words, be kind to your body too. And remember, the house represents not only your spiritual energy, but your physical energy. And be respectful of that, but not to say draw back. Just use it with your senses. But you are really, you know, you may think I'm crazy, but I see a beautiful book of kindness from you that you write. Is that something you've been thinking about?
Well, I've done some writing about other lifetimes, but regarding the kindness, I had not thought of that.
Well, you know, with the work that you're doing for the elderly, I mean, they really appreciate that. But you really see a lot of pain, don't you, when you work with them?
I do.
Loneliness, desertion.
Yes.
And I really see that it's not so much, and it's as if it's the duality of it when you start working with the kids, but you see how appreciative that they have in common in a way, certain facets. I can't go into it because I'm going to give away the book, but you really have a gift for writing that can tear a heart out, where you can actually turn on the awareness of people that they're just not seeing, but you see and you bring it to light. You're really a beautiful writer. You should really think about that. We can't tell you what to do, but we can suggest it.
Yeah, so go for it, yeah.
Please.
Very true. Many people, when they reach the golden years and, sooner or later they end up in a retirement home or a nursing home. And, yeah, I can really empathize with that feeling of, like, where are my family, where are my friends? Many have passed before me, and family tends to have their responsibilities. They're raising children of their own at times and dealing with their own situations and circumstances. So very important to spend that time, And if you have free time on your hands, stop by one of the area nursing homes. Go to the front desk and tell them of your intention. I'd like to spend some time with some elderly who don't necessarily get visitors on a regular basis. Carrie from DeQuesta, Florida. Hello, Carrie.
That's a great idea.
It's beautiful.
Namaste, both Ron and Darshini. How are you?
Hi, hey Carrie. What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to know what my 2013 journey looks like as far as my healing work and my career path is, and if it's going to take off in that direction for me. I'm really working towards it.
Well, okay, in summary, what we're doing is just a quickie here, but basically in the last 2 months, you've been kind of fighting certain changes that are being presented to you. Is that true?
Well, it has to do with work, probably, yes.
Well, you've been, other than work, it's really related when you think about it, Carrie, because you're pretty stubborn when you want to go one way and life's trying to put you somewhere else. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, probably, yes.
Okay, confession time, or confession booth here. But basically...
It's okay.
Sorry?
I said I like it. It's okay.
Excuse me. Okay, so what I'm seeing though, you have to be patient. Something that you have to... Ron, don't say anything here, but patience isn't one of your best virtues on that. When you want to get where you're going, put it that way. But it won't be until March that things start really changing and ramping up. It's very difficult for you to be patient, but that is a lesson you have to learn because of the work that you'll be doing. And all I can tell you, I'm not allowed to tell you exactly what your perception of your work is going to be is not what you're going to be doing. All right? It'll start really manifesting in August, and I've been pretty accurate with you, right?
Yes, very accurate with me.
Okay, so by August, round about the end of the first week to the second week, you will be having this flash of huge insight. Oh my gosh, why didn't I see that? I won't tell you what it is, obviously, otherwise I'm directing you. We're not allowed to do that. But you will see that the journey that you're in now, the pathway, is actually preparing you for that. And don't start saying, oh, it's like you cheating underneath the Christmas tree, finding out what, shaking the packages, finding out what's inside. Try not to cheat and, shake the present. It'll all come naturally, but just be aware. I know you're eager and you want to open the present, but it's not time yet. It's not in relation to where you are now. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I know I still have even just a ways to go with, the career I'm in now. I'm getting through this period of my life. So, if something were to peak at the end of next year or near the end of next year, that would, or mid next year, I guess, August would be.
It stops. Yeah, and by November. I know. By November, Carrie, you'll be amazed to realize where you are and what you've done. Okay?
Oh, good. That's positive. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well.
Oh, happy holidays. Love you too.
Well, we'll take a quick call. 619. What's your name and where you call? 619. Are you there? Yeah. What's your name? Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Okay, what's your question, Donna?
Yeah, just what did you see for me for 2012? Any changes or anything?
Well,
2013.
I was going to say 2012. We've got a few weeks. I can tell you that. No, okay. 2013. I would say that this year has been a bit of a, how can I say this, stall year. In other words, it hasn't really done too much for you. You've been kind of sitting in the back seat of the car. Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay. I know it sounds silly, but quite frankly, that's the best way I can describe it. But you haven't been actively driving in your car, have you? You haven't been the driver.
No. Right.
Yeah, I know. Well, basically by February, you better start either opening the door and getting in the front or climbing over that seat from the back to the front, because events will start changing not to your liking. And it's not negative. They are trying to shake you up. I know you've been kind of, it sounds awful to say this, but you felt as if the last couple of years have been pretty rough for you, right? And it's as if you were roadkill sometimes. In other words, you've been stamped on and used a bit, correct?
Correct.
All right, so that's why you were taking the back seat. You can't do that anymore. And you've been feeling that in the last 2 weeks too, right? That you can't sit in the back seat, correct?
Right.
Okay. So you have to move forward by February. You'll have a great Christmas, by the way. If you get out there, you've been hiding again. I would say yes to all the invitations, even though you want to hide and be part of the wallpaper. Still be there, and you'll see what the presents are coming through. By the end of March to April, you'll see things ramp up beautifully and really, really energetically. But you will be doing something new by August next year. So, as I said...
Work-wise? Work-wise?
Well, yes and no. I'm not allowed to tell you what, but it's kind of something coming blindsiding you in a good way. And your personality, even though you've been kind of, how can I say that? You know, when somebody comes in and tries to hit you, you put your arms in front of you, right? To protect yourself. You've been kind of in that mode most of the last 7 years. Would you say that?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you're not going to be in that. In other words, you'll be free, like just on the edge of the cliff and not wanting to fall, but in other words, saying, I'm open to anything. Your whole perception's still going to start changing by February, which is fabulous. Okay?
Right. Right. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, and if you'd like to connect with Darshini directly, you can do so by checking out her website at darshini-inspirit.com. That's darshini-inspirit.com. She has some great YouTube videos. We have posted a few on our Facebook page, facebook.com/mybtrn. That's facebook.com/mybtrn, and that'll link you to the rest of her YouTube videos as well, where she has maps of the predictions for 2013 and beyond, as well as her intro to the entire series of the 2013 predictions as well. You can connect with all of our guests, as always, at beingwithronash.com. That's beingwithronash.com. We'll see you all on the radio real soon. Be peace, everyone, because peace becomes you.
Bye-bye.